All right, so we're looking at one more of my games once again. So they call this King's Pawn game, Napoleon attack. So let's see how I responded. I did e7 to e5. Yeah, they like to bring the queen out early. Oh, I went back? Oh, let me apologize for that. All right, normal development. Yeah, this is new for me. This is not very often I put my queen on that post. Tries to get the tempo on me, neglecting the protection of that pawn. And now you have to choose between your rook and your knight. Chooses to give up the knight. Alright. Tempo on the queen. Okay, so I take the pawn instead. Protects that pawn there. Ah, this could have been checkmate. Could have been. But comes up with a clever move. Very clever. I decide, you know what? I'm gonna put you in check and go away with your queen anyway. So, and if he had captured incorrectly, it still would have been checkmate. If he had dropped the queen back to say d1, that would have been, yeah, it would have been a short game. Captures correctly, and now I have my eyes on the rook. Moves out the way, so I start developing. Capture that pawn. Thought that was weird that he would move himself right there. So I kind of gently nudge him back. So I figured I wanted that bishop one way or another. Alright, captures there. Puts him in check, getting rid of the bishop right there. Oh! Talk about an opportunity that, I mean, even though it would have been a neat fork idea, probably would have been worthless. Or maybe not. Because if he moves to h1, there's no protection for that knight. It would have been an attempt at protection. But yeah, I tell you, sometimes you're playing time games and you're not even looking at all of these threats. Look at that's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. Did I play this game blindfolded? I don't know. How did I not see that fork? I don't know. So he and that's what happens when you play this game. If you miss the opportunity the first time, there will not be a second. That's the equivalent of, yeah, when you fumble a person relationship wise, yeah, a similar thing happens. So now that forking idea is gone permanently. It will never happen again. And so I create an outpost. He returns to that square. I decide that I want to castle queenside. Ah, there's a threat on the bishop there. So I move it away and get tempo by putting the king in check. Alright, so the king moves back. And I do my queenside castle. Alright, moves back the knight. I move my king to some degree of safety. Now he deliberately gives himself a discovered attack. Kind of strange. So I just move my knight out of the way. Alright, he goes to e1. Yeah, I figured trading off the rooks was a better idea for me. Control the file and also put him in check. Alright, he goes to Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Now, this is what happens when you're playing a game and you're ahead in material. You tend to get a little bit complacent, a little bit careless. And so this is what happened next. Now, mind you, technically I do get a free night for my trouble. Technically I do. So in a way, it's a neat idea. So if I had just captured the knight outright, he would have just had a choice between the knight or the bishop. It couldn't be both. But I put him in check first. And lucky for me, the rook is right where it needs to be, because with that being said, he has to now move out the way. Now, look at that. It's almost like he's giving himself a discovered attack again, right? But there are no sensible squares for me to attack, really. So, I decided to. Yeah, strange. Why I didn't capture the knight right away? Yeah, only time could tell. But to be fair, if he moves the knight, it would either be an equal trade, or if not an equal trade, um, it would have been a discovered attack where I would gain the knight for free. So if he moves to h3, discovered check, I get the knight for free. Or if he puts the knight on e2, then it would just be an even trade right there. Moves away. All right, so you remove yourself from the possibility of having more discovered attacks on yourself. I go away with that material. Pushes upon. So do I. He does that. I work on creating a pass pawn. Yeah, he wasn't having that. He's like, nope, I'd rather get rid of that pawn. No. It's kind of like when you see like in Jamaican context, a baby 40 leg. Yeah, you kill it while it's a child. You don't wait until it grows into that monstrous thing that can take over, the entire household. No. So you kill it while it's young. So that's what that's I'm guessing that was his policy there. And so I recapture, getting the bishop for the trouble. And now I suppose we can pursue the full mating idea. So put in check right there. All right, so he moves to safety. Put him in check again. Yeah, and I needed the rook. I definitely needed the rook to be a part of this. Now that he moves there, yeah, I kind of just keep him on the A file. So let's see. Moves there. Put him in check there. Moves there. And time was against me. So I decided to move the knight, putting him in check right there. What were his options? He couldn't go to A3, couldn't go to B2, and could not go to B1, right? So those squares are not available to him, right? Not B1, B2, or B3, not A3. The only choice he had was A1. And after going there, that was the end of the game. So, I'm noticing that I have another profile where, oh my lord, when you get to a certain rank, the competition is a lot fiercer. The players are stronger and there are fewer mistakes. So you have to play nearly a perfect game of chess against them. And yeah, and when you win, it really feels like a victory. So I'm working on getting all of my profiles to be at the same level on both Checkmate and chess.com. And hopefully after a while I'll move on to Lichess. Hopefully. But for now, this was the game.